All right, Schlockmeister fans, an 80s horror film that everybody's kind of seeking. It's called The Keep. Let's check it out. It's World War II. The Nazi Party is in Romania. This is where our film takes place. Alright, outside of this village is this giant fortress, which is known as The Keep.
What are you doing here?
I'm the caretaker, sir.
And they?
They're my sons. There's 108 such crosses made of nickel embedded in the walls of the keep.
Sons.
No one's ever died here.
And what drives people out in the middle of a rainy night?
Dreams.
Nightmares. Oh man.
So within the keep, there's all these crosses in the wall, and apparently they're made out of valuable materials. Nickel, for example. And so these two bozos decide they're going to steal some of the stuff for themselves. But when one guy crawls inside there, something happens. When his buddy pulls him out, well, he pulls out only part of him. There goes the other dude. There's some sort of force in there. Whatever's in there is killing other people.
Steiner. Last night it was Steiner. That makes 5 dead. And I checked with the radio man. There's been no answer to your request for relocation.
Well, Nazis being typical assholes.
In this village, partisans have been operating against the greater German Reich. Those people you murdered are Romanian citizens. We are an allied state. Let's have an immediate understanding, Wilbur. Because I damn about the death of a few communists.
So there's some writing on a wall that they can't read.
He was a professor of medieval history at the university in the city of Iași. He's made a study of this keep. Perhaps he can translate that for you.
His name?
Dr. Theodor Kuzar.
Then we have this stranger guy who wanders into town. Check out his eyes.
Don't.
So they bring this professor, he's a Jew from a concentration camp, to translate.
The former's in the imperative. It says, I will be free.
Find out what is killing us. And I may be able to get you to Bucharest and keep you safe.
And then again, you may not.
Professor's daughter. Professor's daughter being attacked by a couple of soldiers who are now being attacked by whatever the hell is in the keep. It can speak. Well, whatever that entity was, it zapped him, and now all of his ailments are cured. I believe that's Ian McKellen, by the way. Professor's daughter Ava starts a romance with that stranger who wandered into town with the goofy eyes. They're gonna have a love scene together, which I can't really show you.
a small wonder. Who does this? The leader in Berlin. And the soldiers in black. I will destroy them.
So it sounds like the Keep is going to go after the Nazis.
I will consume their lives.
Only then can I leave the keep and destroy the soldiers in black and their leaders.
He must take this talisman out of the Keep.
Carry this object out of here for me.
What's happened is that what was repressed within the keep is spreading into the village. Who are you? What do you know about it?
That holds him inside is mine. I have been here for ages, watching and guarding against what is happening now.
Sounds like they don't want that thing to get out.
Released.
They try to shoot him, but he's hard to bring down.
The most is
Nazis fighting amongst themselves.
You have released the foulness that dwells in all men's minds. You have infected millions with your twisted fantasies. And from the millions of diseased mentalities.
Well, one of them kills the other. Meanwhile, like, everything outside is now dead. People. Machinery. A stranger fell into a ravine, but he's still alive.
Take it out of here. There's no one left to stop you.
Take it back. It belongs to Play Trismegistus, not Moses.
Ah, this is power.
It's corrupt.
Can he kill his own daughter? He can't.
Take the talisman out of here. Obey me!
You will return to the diseased state
I found you in. And I'll slay both of you.
He's gonna zap him. But then the stranger appears. With his own zapping power. He basically turns into a Ghostbuster, pushes the Keep back inside of the crypt or whatever the hell it was, and banishes him forever. He basically turns himself into light and more or less sacrifices himself to lock that creature in. All right, let's talk about this movie, The Keep. Now, I've never actually had this movie in any way, shape, or form until about a week ago when I picked this up here. This is a DVD-R. It's not available on DVD anywhere in the world as far as I know. Actually, I take that back. There might be an Australian release of this, but I never had this movie, but a friend of mine when I was a kid had this movie on a VHS tape, and I don't think I ever really watched it. I think I saw some of it here and there, but never really saw the whole film, so this was a mystery to me. I didn't know much about it, but then I was listening to Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery's podcast recently, and they reviewed The Keep, so I thought, you know what, maybe it's time that I get this in my collection. I know from reading some of the message boards on Facebook and such that the movie is kind of sought after. It's Michael Mann is the director of this. He did Thief, he did The Insider, Ali, Heat. He did a bunch of movies. He's a pretty well-respected director now. and this was one of his earlier works, but apparently he hates this movie. He hates the way it turned out. Apparently he had like a 3.5-hour version of this movie, and the studio said, you need to cut that sucker down. So we have like just over 90 minutes now left. So I guess he hates it, and for that reason, it's never seen any DVD or Blu-ray release, and maybe it never will. Who knows? But there are, you can burn this from a VHS tape because it did get a VHS release, and that's probably where this comes from. Who knows? But anyway, the movie itself takes place during Nazi Germany, or during the World War II, I should say. And the Nazis are in Romania. They're there to, I don't know, guard or protect or whatever this giant fortress is hidden in some village somewhere. The two guards who are guarding it one night and discover that there's these like 117 crosses on the walls, and they're made out of silver and nickel, valuable commodities. So they decide, let's steal some of this shit. So they pull one out, and then they crawl in this little crypt-like area. And next thing you know, some cloudy, foggy entity thing comes to life and basically kills them. This entity eventually starts to take more of a human form, with glowing eyes. It's got a red, I don't know, it's pretty cool looking actually, if you ask me. And apparently this thing wants out. It's stuck inside this, what they call the keep, which is this fortress. In order to get out, they have to take this talisman out. Somebody has to take this talisman out, and basically, which will release him. Now, I guess he has this, there's this Jewish guy who's brought in to translate some of the stuff there. And this monster thing, questions it, who's doing this, what's going on, and the Jew basically says, the Germans, the Nazis, Hitler, they're behind this, and the monster says, well, I'll take care of all of them, I'll get rid of them, just get me the hell out of here. So we're kind of like sympathetic towards this. However, I think this, again, is a little convoluted. I didn't catch it all, the plot maybe, but this creature is bad. He's just trying to manipulate his way to get out, and who knows what the hell this creature's going to do when it gets out. I don't know. But anyway, this other guy comes to town. This stranger with these weird glowing eyes comes to town. Turns out he's been like monitoring this thing for years, and now he has a chance to send it to hell once and for all, I guess. Ultimately, this old Jewish guy who they brought in to translate, he was an old man, but they cured, this monster cured him of his ailments. So he feels like he owes this thing. So he wants to take this talisman out of the keep to release him. But then this stranger guy shows up, and there's a big battle at the end. The monster zaps the old guy and turns him back into his old decrepit self. But then the stranger guy turns into like this, it's like almost like a Ghostbuster. He's got this thing that he's basically shooting at him, some sort of like a vacuum cleaner thing, that all this light and stuff's coming out of it. And then he turns into like light himself, which basically seals the creature back inside for eternity, I guess. And that's how our movie ends. So that is the keep. They were all drawn to the keep, the soldiers who brought death, the father and daughter fighting for life, the people who have always feared it, and the one man who knows its secret. Tonight they will all face the evil. There you go. Now, again, not available on DVD or Blu-ray. Pretty sought after. It's obviously you can find it. But I think this is one of those movies that, because of its somewhat scarcity, it's hyped up a little more than it probably should be. The movie's okay. To me, the best parts of the movie were the soundtrack by Tangerine Dream. I loved the pulsing soundtrack there. But the creature itself looked really cool. It was like glowing inside of its head, and every time it opened its mouth or its eyes, you saw this red stuff glowing out of it, which was really neat. I like that. But other than that, the rest of the story, it's okay. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. One brief nude scene, maybe a little bit of gore. There's some people died for sure. Not a lot of blood though, but it was okay. It was okay. I'll just give it that. I don't think it's worth the hype, but if it ever comes out on Blu-ray, I'll be snatching it up. So check it out. Leave some comments. I'll leave a link to something, maybe the VHS tape, maybe the DVD from Australia if it's on Amazon. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about The Keep. Watch it. Bye.